Good morning and welcome back to our second webinar. For those who are joining us the first time, my name is Beat Kämpfer. I'm the General Manager and owner of BFA Solutions. Together with Daley Williams, Sales Manager from our partner Plastech Solutions, we are pleased to welcome you to the event. All webinar videos that have already taken place are available via the BFA website or via the BFA LinkedIn account. The topics today is to present approaches on how you can identify the most important benefits and calculate the return on investment with the MES system. For companies, and especially for the decision makers, to be able to identify the benefits of an MES system, they are often confronted with many questions regarding implementation and operation costs. In the first section, we will explain the main benefit factors and the procedure to be able to identify them. In the next section, we will give you an overview about the costs and how you produce your own return on investment calculation. Followed by how you can reduce the risk of implementing an MES system. And finally, we will share your feedback from the specialists in the production. It now gives me a pleasure to hand over to Mr. Daley Williams.
Thank you, Beat, for your introduction, and hello everyone. The first important point of this subject is the VDI 5600 standard, and the following can be used for an MES assessment. The quantifiable benefit factors are positive effects that can be numerically assessed. At the decision-making stage, when discussing if an MES is a right decision for your organisation, it's often not possible to capture the full range of indicators for a detailed benefit assessment. Without an MES system, missing data must be estimated. Only when you use an MES system will you be able to be sure of the data. Non-quantifiable and non-financial benefits will be gained from implementing an MES. These benefits will arise not only in the immediate production environment, but throughout your company. As you can now see, there is a wide range of quantifiable benefits. The first step in an assessment is to select the most important topics for your company. In our experience, the following benefits are mentioned most often. Improvement of plant and equipment efficiency and better utilization of the available resources. Reduction of setup time. The setup time is not regarded as a value-added time component. The reduction of this will therefore positively affect your resource efficiency. Reduction of unplanned downtimes, machine breakdown, plant failure, or organisational mistakes in the supply chain of material, tools, production documents, energy, and staff. Verification of planning data. A high level of resource efficiency is only possible if planning data is consistent with the actual data, such as processing times, current setup times, and real production rates of machines and plants. Improvement of product quality. When machine data is acquired automatically, production parameters can be collected continuously. And finally, we have the benefit to improve production schedule adherence. The non-quantifiable assessment is equally important. In our experience, the following criteria are the most important. Production management, to monitor planned and actual running orders. Operations planning and scheduling, providing actual production and process data through data acquisition systems. Production, allowing visual displays and data acquisition terminals on the shop floor. And finally, IT data processing, that being central, consistent data storage. So for the return on investment calculation, we need to know information such as number of days per year, average cycle time, and income per part. The output of this calculation is the volume of parts per year. Depending on a realistic increase in machine availability, we have the benefit in euros per year. As an example, the return on investment for 15 injection molding machines with a purchase price of €30,000 is between 3.85 and 1.37 years with this input setting. Don't forget, we have set the income per part as 1 cent, so this figure can be altered to your own income per part for a more accurate calculation. In addition to the return on investment costs, the implementation must also be considered. We distinguish between preparation, implementation, and finally the go-live phase. Next to the implementation, there are also operation costs. We distinguish between general operation, software, and personnel costs. Please note, this is for a high complex MES installation. For a simple MES, most of the shown topics are not relevant. As part of a step-by-step implementation of an MES, it's also important to be in control of any risks. The initialization and analysis phase can be extended with a proof of concept installation. In most cases, the duration is a minimum of 3 months. The risks for this are very low because there is no interruption to the production. With each implementation phase, a verification or validation is recommended. The risk during the implementation of phase 1 is low because during this phase, only data collection without sending data to the machines is part of the functionality. Part of the implementation in phase 2 involves the ERP connection and data communication in both directions. For this reason, the risks are greater. For customized implementation, a software development process, including a test procedure, is also beneficial. Depending on the complexity, not all of the shown workflow and documents are necessary. So based on feedback from our customers regarding quantifiable and non-quantifiable benefits, the following topics are mentioned most often. Effectiveness in production, risk and quality management, and simplification of processes. Here are two statements for the effectiveness in the production, followed by two statements for risk and quality management, and finally two statements for simplification of processes. Here are some examples of the approach. Here you can see the feedback from the specialists, followed by the solutions that are solved with an MES system, and then finally the benefits. Feedback from the first customer is no online information from the shop floor. The solution from an MES is real-time information available over an interface between shop floor and planning level, which provides us with the benefit of less delayed actions between shop floor and planning level. We have also received feedback from potential customers saying collection of quality parameters is not possible. The solution from an MES system is that we record process and reporting values for each shop. This gives us the benefit of quality assurance documentation in Excel and PDF format. And finally, we often hear that potential customers want to reduce the number of hours of manual effort per day for reporting IPC, QI, and OEE. With an MES, automatic data collection frees up additional staff resources that are available to increase production while also providing online data access for reporting, which in turn brings increased production output and consistent data with an MES. So in summary, we now know how to identify the benefits, and we now have an approach on how to calculate the return on investment from an MES system. A step-by-step implementation with structured software and documentation processes reduces the implementation risk. We've also learned the most common customer benefits, such as increased effectiveness, a reduction in quality issues, and a desire to simplify processes. So thank you for joining us today and for listening. We would like to invite you to join our next webinar, where we will present the pros and cons between an on-premises hardware platform, a cloud-based platform, edge computing, and hybrid systems. Thank you everyone for listening. I'd like to hand you back over to Beat Kampfer, owner of BFA Solutions, who will be happy to answer any of your questions you may have. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Daly, for the interesting information, and thank you to the audience for your attention. If requested some detailed information, please contact us and we can arrange a follow-up meeting.